How to add objectives at different levels in Jira with UpRaise. I've navigated to the UpRaise app from the top apps menu. Within that, I've navigated to the objectives and key results screen from the left-hand navigation. In here, I'll be able to add an objective by using this top right corner button. So let's click on that add objective button and it will reveal a pop-up, a form, wherein first and foremost, I have to choose the level of the objective. Now, you'll notice there are three levels available: corporate, team, personal. Let us first understand what these three levels are. For that, I'll click on cancel. I'll navigate to the manage tab and then objective levels. The access to manage tab is going to be limited to roles who have the ability to manage OKR settings and administration. Users with such roles will be able to come in and decide which levels should be activated for objective creation in your UpRaise instance. Not only that, you will also be able to rename them. For example, here you'll notice by default, the objective level name is company. However, we are using that displaying as corporate. For team, we are keeping it as team. And then for individual, we are calling that as personal level objective. You can check and uncheck the levels that you want to use, that you do not want to use. And then there is an additional setting in the right-hand side of this section, which says enable multiple levels based on team type. We'll have a separate video created surrounding this. However, fundamentally, what this setting does is it allows larger organizations to have layered objective levels. What I mean by that is, imagine you have a large organization where there are departments, divisions, and then teams. In such scenarios, you would want to have, let's say, company level objectives at the top, followed by department level objectives, then maybe division level objectives, then team level objectives, and then individual level objectives. So using this setting, you will be able to come up with that kind of objective level structure. Now, we'll keep all of these checked, and now let's create an objective for all these different types of levels. Let's first choose the top level or the corporate level objective. As soon as I've chosen a level, the next thing that I have to do is I have to choose an objective cycle. All the cycles that are not closed and not archived will be available here for selection. So Jan to March 2023, if I pick this one up, next step I have to do is I have to add a title for this objective. As soon as I choose an objective cycle, corresponding start date and due dates are automatically picked up. The start date could be either today's date or start date of the objective cycle, depending on which one is the latest one. Then you assign an owner for this objective. Then you define the visibility for this objective. Then you define the labels. Then you go to description. Let's do this one by one. Let's have a corporate level goal as customer obsession with regards to all customer interactions, right? So I'm just taking this as an example. It already has start date and due date coming up from the objective cycle. Now I can assign this to myself through this assign to me link, or I can even handpick the users who should have this objective assigned. Then you've got the visibility, whether the objective should be visible to all users or should it be restricted to selected teams and users. Again, there are a lot of configurations surrounding this. We'll have a separate video surrounding the entire configurations of OKRs. But for now, let's understand the impact this visibility has. Obviously, if you set this up to all users, this objective and its corresponding key results will be visible to everyone who has access to UpRaise. On the contrary, if you set it up to the second option, then you will be able to choose teams from UpRaise company directory and users from UpRaise company directory who will have access to that objective and its corresponding key results. Then you choose the labels. Labels are whatever makes sense in your case for further classification of the objective. You can utilize them for further reporting, dashboarding, and so on. Then you add the necessary description. Now, majority of this is going to be exactly the same, be it corporate level objective, team level objective, or individual level objective. So even if I change this to corporate, from corporate to personal, you'll notice nothing changes. Everything, every selection that I've made before remains as it is. But if I change this to a team level objective, you will notice a new text box or a new drop down appears wherein I'm supposed to pick up the team for which this objective is getting created. Now, based on the logged in users relationship with different teams in the company directory, system suggests for which teams this objective is getting created. Let's say I'm creating this for the marketing team. I'll be able to choose that. Also, I can pick up a different team and the owner changes because the team lead is different, right? So only this element, the team selection part, is different when it comes to the team level objective creation. Otherwise, the corporate level, team level, and individual objective creation process is exactly the same. Now, scrolling down, the lower part, that is contributes to. This determines the alignment of the objective that you are creating. Let's say you are creating this as a team level objective. Then you may want this to contribute to a company level objective, right? So maybe you'll notice obsessive customer focus. This is one of the company level objectives that is being suggested to me. And this is optional, by the way. You can keep it empty and no alignment will be created at the time of objective creation. You can always go in and add an alignment from the objective detail page. We'll look at it in a separate video, but you can create that alignment right when you're creating the objective. So that is how you create different levels of objectives. That is how you activate or deactivate certain levels based on what your organizational needs are within UpRaise. Hope that was helpful. Thank you.